WWE has been a pretty big year this year, and today is like the last day of December, and tomorrow is the new year. So I'm filming this right now on New Year's Eve, and today we are going to be ranking all of the pay-per-views for this year. All the 2023 pay-per-views, all the way from Royal Rumble to Survivor Series. At the end of the year, there are no more pay-per-views. It's been a pretty hectic year for WWE. I literally just got back into wrestling this year, maybe towards the end of last year. What got me hooked was really the Bloodline story, and I started watching my first pay-per-view back. Like I used to watch this when I was a kid, and honestly I couldn't remember too much of what happened when I was like a kid. But basically I started watching from the Royal Rumble. I used to stream them. I honestly just bought a subscription to binge and went from there. This is coming from a casual fan. I'm not claiming that I'm a big know-it-all with all these pay-per-views and events and matches and whatnot, but I can say I've been watching every single episode, Raw, SmackDown. I haven't started NXT yet. I probably should because I know it's good. I've seen clips of it, but I'm not going to put the NXT pay-per-views because I haven't actually watched them. So I've watched all of these, so I can probably rank these. This is probably from a casual's perspective, but I have been watching full time, so unlike Roman Reigns defending his title. Anyway, the Royal Rumble, and now from what I remember, I watched this off a really bad stream, so I don't remember too much of these early pay-per-views because I was still fairly new to it, so I didn't really know too much of what was going on. But from my point of view, it's got to be top of great for me. When I was watching Sami Zayn at the end hit Roman with that chair, it was just beautiful, man. Everything leading up to that with the Bloodline story was just amazing. It was the best piece of cinema you will ever watch in your whole life. But that's mainly the biggest reason why it wasn't great. I don't know why. I was hoping that Sami Zayn would win the Royal Rumble. I wasn't a big fan of Cody when I first started watching. He's grown on me now, but Cody winning the Rumble was cool, I guess, for the Cody fans. I'm not a Cody fan, so I can't really, say that I like that. But the men's Rumble was decent. The women's was really good. We had Rhea Ripley winning as well, which was good. I honestly was rooting for her because I knew she was Australian, and I'm Australian. Obviously, I'm from Australia. And yeah, and the main event was pretty good, I'd say, with KO and Roman Reigns. I wouldn't say it wasn't too bad. Everything else is pretty forgetful from what I remember from that pay-per-view. But honestly, probably my favorite pay-per-view on this list has to be Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber, this is my second pay-per-view I've watched this. And I've never been so hyped for something in my life. Like, I was crazy hyped for this, and I tell ya, I wanted Sami to win, man. I wanted him to win badly, man. And you know what? He should have won. Sami definitely should have won. I feel like that was perfect. I mean, I wish if they gave Sami Zayn the Wrestlemania match, he might have won, but then again, they wanted Roman Reigns to beat 1,000 Days. The Elimination Chamber matches, in my opinion, were very entertaining as well, the women's and the men's. The men's was the US Championship, I believe, and yeah, that was pretty good as well. But the main event, man, just takes the cake here. It's a no-brainer. The crowd and everything just took it up to a 10 as well, and as honestly one of the biggest pops I've ever seen, apart from CM Punk's pop. But yeah, that's Elimination Chamber going to legendary. Now I do have Wrestlemania here, I'm gonna put this at legendary. If I had to separate night 1 and night 2, I'd put night 1 probably at the top of legendary, or on par with Elimination Chamber, and night 2. But if we're talking as a whole, I'd still keep it in legendary because it was for me it was very entertaining. Night 1, the main event, was the most hype. Another Sami Zayn, believe it or not, versus the Usos. The Usos are probably my favorite now. I'm big on main event Jey Uso now, so I was really hyped for this match. This match was amazing, 5-star classic tag team match, and honestly all the other matches were pretty good. The John Cena Austin Theory one, probably not so much. I think Brock vs Omos might have been in night 1, I can't remember, but that was pretty bad. But Seth vs Logan was pretty good. Rhea and Charlotte Flair, I've never been so hooked on women's wrestling. From that point, I was hooked, bro. That was the best women's match I've ever seen in my life, and I haven't seen too many matches at all in my life, up until that point. But I mean, I think everyone can collectively say that Rhea vs Charlotte was the best women's match of the year, and it could have easily main evented, but that main event was just too good, and the story with the main event was just too good as well. The 3 haluva kicks, you have Michael Cole going off his nut, Sami kicking out the 1D, and honestly, one of the best. I'm glad this is the year I started watching, because I would not have wanted to miss this. And just to let you know, I have started watching from like about end of 2019 up until now. I haven't quite finished 2021 and 2022 properly, but I did skim through a lot of the matches because there was a lot of boring shit through the pandemic era, so I kind of skipped through a lot. But anyway, that's that. Backlash, going straight into legendary. Oh my god, what a follow-up of Wrestlemania. We had Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. That entrance carries it to the top by far. That entrance, oh my god, the crowd was singing. It was a reverse concert if I've ever seen one. The crowd was singing to Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny wasn't even there for a concert, and it sounded like you were at a concert. It was that ridiculous. But all the other matches, like I think Bianca versus Io Sky was pretty good match as well. I can't really think of too many. This was a long time ago, you know. A lot has happened between Backlash and now, but overall, from my memory, it's legendary. Night of Champions. I don't know. Night of Champions was just too good, man. Like I'm always thinking of these main events, but the main events just kind of upscale it a lot, because the story that led into I think this was Sami KO versus Roman and Solo for the titles, and then you have Jimmy super kicking Roman, turning his back on the Bloodline, and later he joins back the Bloodline. But you know, that led to one of the best promos I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen back a lot of promos, but my god, I was so hyped when Jay said, "You out and I'm out too." That was just iconic, man. And I think that followed like a week or two after this. And so if we're talking story, the match itself was pretty good. Well, good, entertaining, probably not technically good, but yeah, that's that. And there's also, I think, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I think that might have been the first or the second. Maybe, I think Backlash had their first one, I'm not too sure. But Night of Champions might have been the one that Cody won. And then we all lead to Money in the Bank. I hate to put everything in grey, but Money in the Bank was so hyped for me. Man, with LA Knight, I was so hyped for LA Knight. Now I've kind of like lost a bit of interest in LA Knight. I'm still kind of hyped for him. He's still pretty good. Like, he's entertaining as hell. But man, I was mad. I was genuinely mad when he did not win the briefcase. and they put it on Damian Priest, who has still not done nothing for the briefcase. Like, yeah, Damian Priest, don't get me wrong, he's bloody amazing this year. Like, his match with Bad Bunny, his stuff with the Judgment Day, main eventing every week on Raw. Damian Priest is doing bits, but Money in the Bank, I don't think he needed it, because like right now he's holding the tag team titles. I think he could just keep the tag team titles and give the Money in the Bank to like LA Knight. But you know, what happened. What's done is done. The Money in the Bank ladder match was good as well. Both of them, oh my god, Io Sky winning was perfect as well. That was a good women's ladder match. The crowd as well, the crowd was insane. But yeah, that's Money in the Bank. Let's go to SummerSlam. And SummerSlam I'll put in alright. I could be biased and just put it up in good because I like Jey Uso and I like that main event. I know a lot of people didn't like it. People still don't understand the main event. I don't know why. I think it's pretty clear why Jimmy turned on Jey by now. Like back then it was like, what are you doing? You're the one that turned on Roman first, and now you're helping Roman beat Jey, your own twin brother. But I think like they did say the next week on Raw that he did it because he didn't want Jey to turn out like Roman. That was bullshit. Everyone knows that was bullshit. It was because Jimmy was jealous and Jimmy wanted to be the tribal chief deep down and didn't want Jey to win it. So he had jealousy there because Jey was always pinned up as the right hand man, the heir. Just like how Jimmy's probably getting jealous right now in the current storyline. He's Solo's the new heir to the tribal chief, so we got more jealousy. So we can see that it still made sense, the heel turn for Jimmy. But overall it was pretty mid. Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, I actually really enjoyed. The ending too was pretty good with him holding up his hand and everything. Logan Paul vs Ricochet, I believe, opened the match, and that was a bloody fantastic match as well. But yeah, SummerSlam was overall, I'd say alright. I'll put it in alright because it wasn't that good of a card overall. Payback. I think Payback's gonna go in great, a legendary. Maybe we can bump Payback down to great because honestly, Payback was really good. I don't think it was that good. Like the Judgment Day ran this Payback show, and the Steel City, I believe it was called the Steel City Street Fight tag team title match, where Damian Priest and Finn Balor won the titles, and that was a bloody good match. So Payback was very good pay-per-view. Let's just move on to Fastlane. Fastlane was pretty good too. I only put it in good because it was kind of like, it was good, but like the main event, I think with John Cena, LA Knight, Solo and Jimmy, was just kind of a throwaway main event to me. It didn't feel like it meant much in the end. To LA Knight and his push, it meant everything because he got the tag with the greatest of all time. But I don't know, I just didn't fancy that match. The rest of the card was good. Like, we did have the press conference that came after with Jey and Cody after they won the tag. I was hyped for that because I'm big on Jey Uso, as I've mentioned 100 times in this video. I was pretty hyped for him to get another 2 sets of titles, or another undisputed tag team titles. That's one over his brother now. He's now, I think, 8 or 9-time tag team champion, 2-time undisputed, because I think the 2 belts don't count as 2. I think it counts as 1, just 1 undisputed belt. But yeah, that's that. Fastlane was, yeah, I don't want to put everything good in great though, so maybe, I don't know, I'll put it in great because it was entertaining overall. Crown Jewel was definitely going good. It's not going higher than good. It It was a good pay-per-view. The crowd was dead though. There was some good stuff, like there was a good return with Kairi Sane. The match with LA Knight was pretty good. LA Knight Roman Reigns, the main event. I mean, we all knew Knight wasn't winning the undisputed title of Roman, because we know Roman's gonna at least lose it in WrestleMania. If not, he might not even lose it next year at WrestleMania. But I mean, by the time this video comes out, it is next year. But yeah, there's that. Crown Jewel, pretty forgettable. There was some, like, I think Sammy and JD were on the pre-show, and then you had Cody versus Damian Priest, which was just but yeah, there's that. And Survivor Series is going up to Legendary. We have no bad pay-per-views this year. I mean, most people would probably put Summerslam in bad, but Survivor Series is honestly amazing. I was so hyped. Sitting there waiting for CM Punk to return, man, not knowing if he is or isn't, having the crowd chanting CM Punk throughout the show. And then, I tell you how I was so disappointed when I saw that end card come up at the end. And then I was like, okay. You know, we did get Randy Orton back. The men's War Games match was pretty good. The women's was fantastic. The women's War Games match was the best of the night. Seeing EO jump off with the trash can on her head was just beautiful. But man, it could be recency bias. It could be just, you know, because of the shock return. We also had R-Truth. I was pretty hyped for that because I used to watch when he was still around wrestling. But yeah, the CM Punk return was, bro, back when I was a kid, he was my favorite wrestler of all time. Him, John Cena, Randy Orton. I had a lot of favorite wrestlers, but CM Punk, bro, I used to draw X's on my wrists all the time and shit. Oh my god. And he, like, I used to, you know, I think when I got back into wrestling, I started seeing like CM Punk stuff in AEW and all this, and I'm like, man, he's like too far gone to come back to WWE now. But there is Triple H in management now, and then, you know, there was a chance, but then you're thinking, oh, maybe he hates WWE too much to come back, even if they asked him. But, you know, money talks, people walk, and he came back, and right after the end credit thing, I was shocked. I genuinely thought it ended. I didn't think, because when that title card comes up, to me, I didn't know they did stuff after it. Like they could do like some, you know, like bait us out with it, but I didn't know. That's why I was even more shocked. I was like, oh, the end thing's up, that's it, show's over. Boom, you hit his music hits. But yeah, man, that was Survivor Series, and that is the pay-per-views for 2023, and 2024 is actually looking pretty good. You know, we could have an amazing year. We've got a stacked roster. If you guys want more of this, only I watch wrestling. Dylan doesn't watch wrestling, unfortunately. Maybe one day I'll get him into it, but you know, it's not for everyone. But it's for me, and maybe I can make some more videos on this if, you know, you want more. But anyway, it's been Know Your Wave. Hope you're all feeling wavy, and get out of here, and I'll see you later.